In this video, I want to talk to you about the concept of reaping and sowing and why you should be applying radical stewardship in your relationships, starting right now, even if you don't see immediate results. So for me personally, for such a long time, I focused on doing marketing, content and videos and email marketing and whatever it is. Everything that I did, especially working with clients, was geared towards moving someone one step closer towards making a sale. We'd measure the conversion rate between each of these steps. If the conversion rates dropped, it meant that the emails and what I'm doing is not working well, and therefore we had to change it. What we didn't consider is that maybe one of these emails received someone and gave them the right message or encouragement or support at the right moment in time when they needed it, and we actually had a huge effect on them without even knowing it. We never considered that or thought about it, and even if we did, we wouldn't even value it because, well, how do we quantify that in a tangible way that we can measure its performance about is it bringing someone closer towards a sale or not? That's just the reality of it. And so what I want to talk about today is a different way, and that is the radical stewardship way, where we are intentionally stewarding what's been entrusted with us to uplift and flourish others. And I'm going to talk about the concept of planting seeds. Everything that we do, every interaction we have with someone through our business, every piece of marketing content, videos, emails, social media posts, whatever it is, view it through the lens of we are planting seeds. And that's essentially what we do. We're planting seeds with the goal of identifying people who resonate with our message and who gravitate towards us. And so we can then strengthen the relationships and the connection with the people who actually gravitate towards us rather than trying to spread our limited attention over everyone. And so the best analogy that I can give is what I heard from someone called James Tor. James Tor, he has the Faith and Science podcast, I think it is. He's pretty well known. He's a professor in chemistry and a whole bunch of things. Go and check him out. James Tor. Well, I heard him say once on one of his podcasts about the concept of an apple tree in terms of reaping and sowing. And so if we were to imagine an apple tree, to start off with, you would have to plant a lot of seeds in order for the seeds to grow. So we may have to plant 100 seeds, let's say. I'm not involved in I don't have any background in sort of agriculture, so this may or may not be accurate. I'm using it just to illustrate a point. We may have to plant 100 apple seeds in order to have one tree grow that produces fruit. And we may have to plant 100 seeds. Some of these seeds are just not going to fertilize, they're not going to go under. Some of these seeds are going to be eaten by birds. Some of these seeds are just not going to grow. Other seeds are going to grow, but for various things, they aren't going to get past the small tree. Other ones are going to grow, but they might not bear true fruit. But the one that does grow, it may take 10 years for the tree to grow, to establish itself, to build the roots so it's stable, and to start producing apples that we can eat. So you may have to plant 100 seeds for one apple tree to grow, and you might have to wait 10 years for that one apple tree to grow and bear fruit. That's a lot. However, that one apple tree would then produce hundreds of apples for 100 years. Each one of them apples can then become another apple tree that grows in 10 years later into another apple tree that produces hundreds of apples for 100 years. And then you can see that from that one tree that grows, how quickly and exponential the number of apples that you're going to get as a byproduct. And what James Tor was talking about is that reaping and sowing, it's an unequal distribution of how it is. But it also shows that you have to plant seeds in people and communicate with people for a long period of time before one relationship or one thing comes up. But from that one thing that comes up as a result of planting, your outcomes could be exponential. Sometimes you would be aware of it, other times you would not be aware of it. An example of when you would be aware of it is I've been doing outreach on LinkedIn for consistently now for almost a year. And of all the relationships on LinkedIn, I only have a handful of people that there's strong resonance and we gravitate towards each other. And one person I've had is a potential person that would refer a lot of people to me over the long term. So for me, planting these seeds, it took a long time, and then one person showed up, and then he referred another person to me, and he's potentially going to refer several more people to me in the future. Well, when you can view the outcome of what's going to happen, it makes sense that you want to plant as many seeds as you can and to focus on the nurturing and watering the seeds and all of these other things that you need in order to find other people like the one person who's going to become a big source of referrals. Simultaneously is when people may plant seeds but you may not see the outcome. And there's so many times in my life, I can't think of a specific example, but there's been so many times where one person, here's a perfect example. So I was at college back when I was 18, and one of the lecturers at the college, he by chance came to me and said, hey, there's an opportunity to go to a local university and do a summer project, and would it be something you're interested in? I said yes. And his name was Adam Shaw, Dr. Adam Shaw, I think. And, well, through some miracle, I ended up going through the stages of the competition and ended up winning a prize, which was a 16-day all expenses trip to Borneo into the jungle, to see the primary jungle. Back then, I was drinking every night, taking drugs occasionally, smoking marijuana frequently. But I went to do the project and I gave it 100%, and I did well and got invited to present at the national finals, and I was a complete fish out of water with all of the other people that was privately educated. The school I went to has been shut down for poor performance and various things, and I was absolutely not the person that was going to be there, yet somehow I got this prize. And that trip to Borneo is what then led me to finding my wife, and then led me to actually living in Borneo now, in Malaysia, Borneo. Literally is the other side of the state where I came all these years back. That crucial moment of someone just walking and just mentioning, hey, I've just been emailed about this potential project that you do at a university, would you be interested? Just said to me in passing while walking down the corridor, I said yes, and that moment has completely changed my life. That is the defining moment in my life. The lecturer would not even be aware of the impact he had by asking me to do, by suggesting it to me. It would be impossible for him to know, but it transformed my life. If I did not do this project, my life probably would have gone downhill. Alcohol, drugs, and various things, and it would not really end particularly well for me. At least that's what I genuinely believe that. This person, Dr. Adam Shaw, I'm pretty sure Dr. Adam Shaw, he would not know in a million years the impact he had. But yet that's an example of planting a seed and transforming someone's life. And that's why you should do it. That's the concept of planting seeds, that's the concept of the apple tree. You want to plant seeds wherever you can, help people, serve people, operate out of sacrificial love, do things for their benefit, try to uplift them, try to help them flourish, and you may plant seeds in a way where one, it does strengthen relationships and it does result long term in commercial success for you and your business as a result of you planting seeds today. That might be 3 months from today or 10 years from now when that comes to fruition, just like the apple tree. But that one person could then become a source of dozens, hundreds of people that they bring to your business, partnerships, a whole bunch of things where things just explode exponentially. Or the other side is they may be planting seeds in a way where you will never even know the impact you have, but the impact is so transformative, just like that one lecturer had on me. If any of this resonates with you or the way that you want to operate business, please get in touch with me. I would love to have a conversation. I am trying to build a community around radical stewardship where my vision is to basically build a community of Christian entrepreneurs who resonate with the idea of radical stewardship so we can live out, model, and demonstrate that business can be used for kingdom flourishing and to uplift others rather than to extract from other people. And my mission is to inspire you or people that align with that mission, to inspire people who align with that vision of what business can be for flourishing and uplifting of others, not just extraction. We can then steward what we have for a whole, for the benefit of humanity and for kingdom purpose. I want to inspire you and be a model to you to show you how to do it, so you can go off and plant seeds within your sphere of influence. And what we actually do here at Kingdom Impact Lab, or what we're trying to do, is to hyper focus on the stewardship of relationships, so we can help you build a profitable business through radical stewardship, where you have the commercial outcomes and commercial success, often beyond your wildest imaginations, as a byproduct of living Christ-like sacrificial love. And if any of that resonates, please reach out and we'll have a conversation. That's all. See you next time.